Hi everyone. As you hopefully are already aware, you are able to download and use any Android app on your Active Connect G series. This is fantastic because it literally gives you a blank card. You can search for any subject, topic, functionality that you wish. If there's an app for it, you can download it, run it on your Active Connect, and use it in your classroom program. Now, although this is fantastic, it also leads to a question I get asked on a fairly regular basis when I'm out visiting or working with schools, and that is, well, where do I start? What apps should I load onto my Active Connect? Now, this is a really easy question to answer when I'm directly in front of a teacher or a group of teachers and I'm working with them specifically, because we're able to bring out their planning. We look at the subject areas, we look at the topics, we look at the curriculum strands, the abilities of their students, and we literally go into one of the app stores, and on here you can see I'm circling two. I have the Google Play Store here and I have the Promethean store here, and we look for apps, we download them, and we try them out to see how useful they are. I've done a separate video on downloading apps, and in that I also tell you how to get the Google Play Store if you haven't already got it loaded. Alright, so today it's a little bit trickier for me to answer that question because my audience might be quite broad. I might have educators from early learning centres through to educators at tertiary institutes watching this. So what I've tried to do is keep things fairly generic. I'm trying to maybe show or recommend a few general sort of apps that might be useful across the board no matter what sector you work in. And by no means is this an exhaustive list, it's just a few ideas to hopefully get people started and thinking about how they might be able to use their Active Connect. Okay, so first and foremost, what you're looking at here on the screen is my the desktop of my Active Connect, or the home screen rather, of my Active Connect G series. It might look quite different to yours, and that is because everything on this is changeable. I can make it look how I want, I can customize it to my own pleasing. And on here, I'm just going to circle this here. This is your app launcher. Think of it like a ring of shortcuts. So it's not all of the apps I have available to me in the in the Active Connect. It's not all of the apps I've ever downloaded, but it's the ones I use most frequently or my favorite ones. So I've put them on my home page, so I've got quick shortcut access to those. One of the things we'll look at first is this here. So I'm circling something that probably looks very familiar to most of you. It is the Google Chrome browser. And if I click on that, voila, it's opened me the Google Chrome browser and I can do a web search. Now you may or may not have the Google Chrome browser loaded on your Active Connect G series. If it is loaded there, it's because somebody else has probably put it there for you, or you've discovered how to do it for yourself. What you might see in its place is this icon here. Okay, this is the Opera web browser icon, and Opera is the web browser that your Active Connect G series came with. I'll just launch that there so we can have a quick look at it. There's nothing wrong with this web browser. It works. You can use it as you would any other web browser. A lot of people are unsure what it is because they've never heard of it. I'd never heard of it before the Active Connect came out. But if you're a fan of Google Chrome, all you need to do is go on to one of the app stores, so the Google Play Store or the Promethean store, search for Google Chrome browser, download it, and you've got it on your Active Connect. Okay. There's a separate video that tells you how to put things on this circle on your the shortcut menu here, the app launcher on your home screen. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about is this icon here, the ES File Explorer icon that I'm just sort of circling there. Now once again, you already have a File Explorer that has come with your Active Connect, and we're going to take a quick look at that now. So I'm just popping into my apps, and I think it's on this one. Yes, it is. Okay, so this yellow icon here called Explorer. All right, if I click on that, it's going to open, and we can see here this is a list of all of the folders and all of the areas of my Active Connect. Now I actually have a download in here, so I'm going to click in here. If I want to copy and paste things, all I need to do here is hold down for a couple of seconds, and you can see I've got some choices down the side here on the right. I could copy that and I could paste it somewhere else if I wanted to. Okay, so I do have a File Explorer already on my Connect, but to me this doesn't necessarily appeal visually, and that's one of the draw cards for me personally with ES File Explorer. Is it looks like, I'm just going to open it here, it looks like my computer does. Okay, so I'll take a screenshot so I can scribble over this. Let's grab a different colored pen. Here we go. So on the left hand side, I've got all of the options of the areas I can go to, so the different categories I can open on my device. Okay, we're going to have a look at some of these shortly. And on the right hand side, I've got the viewing pane that shows me everything that's within that area. So for instance, if I click here, this is exactly what we saw before in the Explorer, the orange File Explorer that came with your Active Connect, but visually this looks more familiar to me. This looks like my computer. I can go into the downloads and you will see my PDF here that I looked at before, and if I wanted to, I could hold down on that, and you'll notice down at the bottom of my screen now I have the option to copy, cut, delete, rename, etc. that I also had in the other one. And I can copy and paste things. So in this instance, I could copy and paste this PDF, which is actually in my download folder, because I wanted to see where it would go if I downloaded a PDF off the internet onto my Active Connect, and it went into the downloads folder, which was brilliant. I can copy that and I can paste it somewhere else. If I had a USB plugged in, I could paste it onto that, or I could paste it somewhere on my network, because your Active Connect is actually networkable. Okay, and so here I've opened the network area here, and you can see all of the different options available there. Now I haven't got a network to belong to at present, so I can't show you any further there, but just be aware that it is actually possible to network your Active Connect, and you can access files or save files to your network through something like this app, ES File Explorer. All right, moving along, the next thing I was going to mention. Now I'm going to go off on a tiny tangent here. I should have actually opened that PDF. So let me open it. Let me go into my download, and I'm going to open that PDF because I want to talk about some of the things on it. So it is actually the quick start guide that I downloaded from our website and our support site, support.prometheanworld.com. I am going to take a screenshot of this because I want to draw over top of it. Here is my tangent, but it's an important one. This image here is looking at the side of your Active Connect box, your silver box that's mounted somewhere behind your active panel. Okay, now what I want to point out is that there are two USB slots. This USB slot, which is simply named USB is where the touch USB cable must be plugged into. So talking about the cable that's going from your active panel into your silver Active Connect box. That's where it has to be plugged into. If your touch cable is accidentally plugged into this one, the USB OTG slot, you're going to have some pretty funky things happening with touch. All right. This slot here is designed for memory sticks, USB memory sticks, so that you can access media through your Active Connect. If you've plugged your touch into this one, it's not going to work properly. So move it and put it into there. All right, so USB OTG, USB on the go. Let me go back. Now there was a method to my madness. The reason I'm talking about plugging USBs in is because I might want to watch or view media that is on a USB stick. Okay, so I've already got it. It's on a USB stick. I've previously plugged it into my computer and I've watched it through Windows Media Player, or can't even remember the Mac one now, but previously I've watched it on my computer. But I don't need a computer plugged into my panel anymore if I'm running an Active Connect G series, because I've got apps that do all of those things. Now, once again, we've already provided you with an app, and I'm going to circle it here. So gallery, and part of gallery there's a video player and there's a media viewer, so you can look at photos and things like that. So gallery is already on there. Impression also lets you view media. All right, so these two already came with your Active Connect, but I'm going to show you another media player, and there's a specific reason I like it. Okay, so it's called Quick Pick. Let me go back in here because there's an unusual spelling of it. Here it is here. They've just dropped the K off the end of it. Quick Pick. All right, now I could launch it from there, but I'm going to go back to my home screen because here it is here. Now, the reason I like Quick Pick is because there's some really intuitive, easy to use on-screen controls. So I'm going to start playing a movie here, and as the movie plays, oops, there we go, open with Quick Pick, I'm going to be able to change the volume. So I'm going to run my finger down, and the volume turns down. I'm going to run my finger up, and the volume goes up. I'm not sure if you can hear that. I can hear it through my headphones. So the volume down and up, and of course dragging it forward is going to fast forward my video, and dragging it back is going to rewind my video. Tapping on the screen brings up my pause if I need to pause it. So the reason I like this is I can picture myself in the classroom wanting to quickly talk to the students, or wanting to quickly fast forward or quickly rewind or quickly pause something, and I just want to do it on the screen of the panel. I don't want to have to try and remember where my buttons are to quickly turn the volume down or quickly turn the volume up. I can do it simply by dragging my finger up or down the screen, or forwards or backwards on the screen. So Quick Pick, it also launches media really quickly. It's a really responsive app. It plays high definition pictures. It's a good one. So if you're looking for an alternative app for viewing or playing media, Quick Pick is one that I can recommend. You'll notice I've also got YouTube here. So if you're a YouTube user, you can download the Android app version of YouTube, and it works as YouTube works. So I'll just launch that. It's going to have a search function. Should bring up my last used searches. There we go. So let's say I'm looking for something on binary systems. There we go, and I can play my video. It does play full screen. I'm not going to go into that for brevity's sake. Oops, I'll just go out, because what I actually want to talk about is this one, Khan Academy. So if you're a user of YouTube, you might already know about Khan Academy. If you don't, here's an alternative to YouTube. Okay, so Khan spelled Khan, and it's a collection of, there's the different topics you can go through here. It's a collection of sort of tutorial videos, I guess. So we can come in here and we can look up, let's say, integers. So I might be teaching integers, and I've got some students who are really struggling to grasp a concept. So I can come in here, have a look through for a video that might, there we go, I'll just grab that one, that might be of assistance to them. I can full screen it. Oh, I've played this one before and the video is down, the sound's down on it. There we go. Turn it up a little bit so that we can hear it. Now, where this is quite good is as the video is playing, and it's not a particularly good one that I've chosen here, I'm sorry, I can of course use my screenshot, which is this button here, okay, and it's going to stop the video or pause the video. It takes a screenshot of that screen for me, and I can then come and grab my own pen and remind the students about something that we were talking about here. We can add our own notes to this page. We can pause to have that teachable moment. If I want to, I can save with this button here, okay, that I'm just circling over to my right, and I'll click on it to show you saves to the gallery, okay, and now I'm going to X out of there. All right, and I can continue the video from where we were up to. So Khan Academy, really popular with a lot of teachers here in Australia. There is totally an Android app for it, and you can use it on your Active Connect. Okay, I guess finally all I'm going to talk about now are these two folders of apps. Now you can make folders containing apps, and that is a separate video again that you can find in the version 4 Active Panel tutorial playlist on our YouTube site. So a lot of schools have either, or institutions have either gone down the Microsoft Office 365 route or the Google Apps for Education or GAF route, or both. Some have both. And so what I've done here is I've downloaded the Android version of all of these apps, as you can see, and I've put them in folders so that they're all in a folder together. And I can access any of these from my Active Connect. So let me go to Word, for instance, and I'm logged into my 365 account, and I'm going to, let me see if it just opens straight away. Yep, it does. Good. So here is a document that I have. You can see here, piece of text that I might be going through with my students. And if I come along to the Draw tab at the top here, I now have got some pens where I can be annotating. Whoops. There we go. Straight onto or into my Word document. I've also got a highlighter that I can be using, okay, to be highlighting whatever we need. And of course, I'm going to scroll down and then grab my highlighter and highlight wherever we need to highlight once again. So what I like about this is it's a nice alternative for me to using my screenshot, which also lets me annotate, okay, but this then saves as an image to my gallery on my Active Connect, whereas these annotations have actually gone into, oops, my Word document, okay, because I'm connected to my 365 account. So any changes that we've made during the lesson, that's saved to the document that's up in the cloud on my in my storage on my account there. Okay, so I'm going to head back home screen, and I'm going to pop into the Google folder here, and it's the same for Google apps. So any of the apps that I might use via the web browser or via my computer, I can put straight onto my Active Connect and I can access them here. So for instance, here's my drive. It's not my real drive, it's my other drive that I can show people with non-sensitive material in it, but it's linked to my drive, and of course I can drop all sorts of things straight into there. I'll also draw your attention here to the Google Hangouts, and I'll just mention the fact that if I have a web browser, a webcam plugged in, I can access Google Hangouts, or I could download the Skype app. There's a Skype app for Android. I can download that, and with the web camera plugged in, I've now got web conferencing capabilities. So it could be that I'm connecting with another class somewhere in Australia or somewhere in New Zealand, or it could be somewhere else in the world if the time allows. Or it could be that we're doing interviewing or research skills through that webcam. Now, I recommend if you are going to plug a webcam in that you get one with an inbuilt mic. They're not very expensive, and if you're running it on a version 4 active panel, right at the top in the middle of your active panel there's actually a USB slot, and if you plug the webcam into there, it clips nicely onto the top of your panel and you've got instant video conferencing capabilities. So once again, hopefully that has at least started you thinking about how you might be able to start using your Active Connect. Remember that I've just shown you a few general sort of apps today. They're by no means an exhaustive list. For more sort of subject specific apps, I encourage you to jump onto your app stores. So if you've loaded Google Play or the Promethean app store, then you can use those to search for more subject specific or topic specific apps for your year group or student abilities. Hopefully this has got you started at least. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.